I'm not a part of the Hebrew Israelite community. I just got done talking about it. And I can't be associated with the Hebrew Israelites anymore. The real deal. How do you become an Israelite? You don't become an Israelite. I'm not coming in representing the Hebrew Israelite community anymore. Nah, I ain't doing that. So somebody asked me like, oh, so what do you identify as now if you're saying you're not a so-called Hebrew Israelite? Why lead a movement? Well, because it's a movement. And movements stop. But are actually cosplaying as the ancient Israelites. And they are exactly like Christians because they're still picking and choosing the parts of the Bible in which they want to follow. The Israelites have been have allowed themselves to be bamboozled and continually bamboozled themselves. I just want people to understand the Hebrew Israelites consensually are shooting themselves in the foot. Nobody's taking it seriously.
The Hireling Fleeth. All praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone, rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Shabbat Chanak. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Okay, the Hireling Fleeth. Now, maybe I put the video in post-production, or I'll just give you a clip or the link to the video. And this is all pertaining to the Grand Chief High Priest Alazar from the Sakari, which he said that he doesn't identify as a Hebrew Israelite anymore, and how he has left the Hebrew Israelite community. A lot of double talk. I didn't watch the whole video. You know, I was already, inspired to do something. I'm driving, and it's making its rounds. Amongst the brothers. How Sakari. He's saying I'm out of here. I'm gonna do all type of different content. I'm gonna leave the Hebrew Israelite community. It's toxic. I don't want to be part of it. It's like Christianity. Which when he was saying all this, first of all, he was the top Hebrew. He got the Hebrew award. He got the reward. The award from Sarnetta. He was deemed the guerrilla Hebrew. He was an Israelite of the Israelites. He was the chief priest. Everybody should come under him. Okay, then he had all these scandals over the years, and this last big scandal, pretty much being outed for being a sodomite, getting popped up the ass. And now, what do you know? He's not part of the Hebrew Israelite community anymore. But before that, he had the Zakari University. He built up all these different camps throughout the United States. He has all these members under him. I don't know what's going on with the Sakari. I mean, there's been a lot of breakups. His two main men, his henchmen, number one and number two in command, they left and started their own thing, Genesis. And it was cursing each other out. So you can see how the Most High is breaking it all up. And now the head guy that claimed to be a top teacher and cursing out the apostles and the elders and the different brothers, within Great Millstone, he's now saying that he's gone. He's no longer part of the Hebrew Israelite community. He's been teaching for 13 years or 14 years, but the Most High got him in a different direction. He's making his exit. Okay, he's making his exit. All right. And when I was listening to this, which I'm not surprised, when pride seeps in and you don't want to, you don't want to, correct yourself, and you don't want to come up the correct way. All right, this is what happens. So we're not surprised, but it's here it is. We at the end of the world. Yahweh Shai is about to return. Israel, Iran, they going at it. World War III. We're in the midst of World War III. Esau is moving forward with his agenda with the RFID microchip. Like we see all things coming, coming full steam ahead concerning the prophecy, concerning deliverance, and he's basically making his exit. He doesn't love the sheep, right? He doesn't love Yahweh Shai, which he didn't give reverence to Yahweh Shai a while back. He just, Yahweh Shai is just a man. Okay, so we're seeing the spirit completely gone from these guys. And again, he's making his exit out of the Hebrew Israelite community. He's nothing other than a Judas goat. And it got me thinking about this scripture. I'm not going to make this long. Lord's will, I'm going to do another video on it, driving. So, but I had to say something, because this is just, it's getting interesting. Okay? John 10:11, it says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. Okay, Yahweh Shai, he gave his life for the sheep. We are the sheep. Okay? It says, but he that is a hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming. Yeah, he knows. I mean, it got me thinking, did he take a bag? Did he take a bag and then he's stepping away? Does he know, is he trying to separate himself before, the Hebrew Israelite community gets rolled on? Because we're going to get rolled on. So why is he trying to separate himself from being a Hebrew Israelite? You went all these different talk shows, these different podcasts, Hebrew this, Hebrew that, being an Israelite. Now all of a sudden, you don't want to be an Israelite no more? Which he said that his beliefs haven't changed. It's kind of almost like double talk. It's very weird. Okay, but we know that to be Satan. All right, he's never been right. Okay, I had a report. I've been knowing that he wasn't right. I heard shit that he wasn't right back in 2010. He wasn't right. 2011, and brothers before that, he was amongst GMS back then, and basically got kicked out because he wasn't right. Now it's all coming full circle. He was never right. Okay, he can never take accountability, never take responsibility. Always passes the blame on somebody else, like the black woman. And now we're seeing he doesn't want to be part of this thing no more. He doesn't want to be associated with the Hebrew Israelite community. He wants to be part of the world. He wants to be an influencer. He wants to do content on sports and the hood, and he said the Bible and nigga shit. He's the Most High is leading him into another direction. We've already heard this before, bro. You're not saying nothing new, nigga. Okay, this is how it starts, and then he's just gonna fade into black, and you'll never hear again from him. But you brought all these guys in that came under you, that saw the greatness of the grand Puba super high duper priest Alazar, the guerrilla Hebrew. They saw him. They came in. They went to Sakari University. They paid you tights. Okay? They was teaching on the block under the banner of Sakari. You the head guy. You the top Israelite. You saying all the other Israelites should come under you. And now all of a sudden you don't want to be considered a Hebrew Israelite? And then you say, I've been teaching for 14 years. Nigga, that ain't a long time, nigga. Again, he is a hireling. Let me continue. Okay. It says, but he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own sheep are not. He don't give a shit about the sheep. He don't care. He don't care about you. He want money. All right. See if the wolf coming. Here's the enemies coming in. You supposed to prepare Jake. You supposed to warn Jake. You supposed to cry aloud, spare not. All right. You supposed to get Jake ready for the battle. All right. The hour of temptation. You teach that The RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, right? You teach that, okay? Now, and again, I'm gonna get another scripture. They keep getting worse. Once you start doing one thing and come into the realm of Satan, Satan work on you little by little, and he'll have it to where you get offended at one thing, and then you stop believing this, you stop believing that, and then next thing you know, you just a nigga out in the street smoking blunts, or smoking blunts in your car, talking about you're a god. All right, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power. And all you niggas that have scoffed and you scoring that great millstone, you seeing the Most High take all these so-called self-appointed leaders and chiefs and bishops and apostles. You seen the Most High single-handedly over the years taking these motherfuckers down, man. Okay, and all these false prophets, they're all going to be taken down. It's all going to be shown who are the true men of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because the guy that's supposed to teach you and get you right, he's leaving. He's gone. Whose own sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. See, he's gone. He's out. His video says, Gorilla says he is not a Hebrew Israelite anymore. Exclamation mark. You can go on his page. You can go on his page. Okay? He doesn't want to be part of the Hebrew Israelite community. It's toxic. Alright? This is his farewell. Let me go on this page. I'm on this page. Okay? He ain't even posting like that. Gorilla Hebrew gets baptized. He just want to be a social media guy, man. He want to be part of this world. Okay? He wanted to be part of this world. Okay? He wants to be a social media influencer, a podcaster. He wants to be known within that realm. He wants to be recognized amongst the greats. Not knowing that it's the Most High that set you up. You're self-appointed. Let's continue on that scripture. Okay. Seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep. Yeah, that Sakari thing, the Most High is breaking that thing up. The sheep smite the shepherd, and the sheep are going to scatter. So the Lord, he's going for the top, the big dogs. And then the other two dudes, second and third in command, they left them. And they didn't leave on good terms. It was bullshit. They try to say, oh, we don't have anything against each other, and we're just leaving. Da, 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 da. And then they start, like reservoir dogs as they are, they start cursing each other out and start bringing shit out. Okay, now he doesn't want to be part of that toxic community. Nigga, you toxic. Verse 13, the hireling fleeth, because he is a hireling, right? Let's look at this word hireling. Okay, he's in it for the money. He doesn't really care about the sheep. He doesn't fear the Most High, right? Didn't Yahweh Shai tell Peter 3 times, do you love me? He said, feed my sheep, feed my flock, feed my lambs. Peter got upset because he kept asking him the same question. But it was to reinforce, if you really love me, are you really about my work? Okay, it just says Miss Thotos, one hireling, a wage worker, good or bad. Yeah, he's a bad wage worker, because we've all been hired for a particular task. Okay, but this is what in Romans it says, this is our reasonable service. The Lord is not going to forget our work and labor of love. Nevertheless, we are servants. We did what we were supposed to do. This community is not lucrative for him anymore. There's too much shame on his name. Okay? Being a Hebrew Israelite is not, and then you see on TikTok, everybody is cursing out the Hebrew Israelites. I just did a video earlier, I gotta upload it. Okay? Everybody hates the Hebrew Israelites, so you don't want to be associated with, that's that, I can get that in, is that Matthew 13, the parable of the sower seed. You know, when persecution arises, okay, you are offended by and by. It says, the hireling fleeth because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. Okay? And other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd, yet all 12 tribes. All right, because you only had the southern kingdom within that, at that time in Jerusalem. You had a couple of tribes that were sprinkled, but for the most part, it was the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was cast off like heathens. But on this side, Yahweh's voice, okay, in the form of preaching of this word, is bringing in all the sheep, okay? And we don't do this for money. You can't say we begging you for money on a video. We don't even ask you for money, okay? If somebody wants to give money, hey, that's the spirit on them. The Most High gonna take care of us. But these other they always begging for money. But nobody brings this up. But Great Millstone is the worst group. All right, you got guys getting popped up their ass. Now, that same guy, he's saying that he don't want to be part of the community. He leaving you. He's gone. Yeah, because he's a hireling. Let's look at this word, Judas goat. I'm going to type it in, Judas goat. A Judas goat, I typed it in Google. A Judas goat is a term for a trained animal, typically a goat, that is used to lead other animals to their death. See? That's that nigga, Alazar. He's nothing but a Judas goat. Here it is, he got you believing you an Israelite, which, that doesn't mean that you're not part of the elect. But his whole congregation, which they follow him, right? They're under his responsibility, they follow him, and he just left them. He said, to hell with these niggas. Yeah, you're leading them to their death. Judas goats were historically trained to lead sheep to slaughterhouses or hiding pens, where they would be separated from the Judas goat and killed. See? So he got you all involved. He got you deep into this thing. He's teaching you. He's feeding you. Got you debating this and that, and now he gone. He don't want to be part of this no more. I'm gonna bring out one more scripture. Okay, this dude's a persona non grata. This dude is done. 2 Timothy 3. 2 Timothy 3, and we've been telling you about these. We've been telling you about these guys. All right, we're the worst people, huh? The Most High is always going to justify his elect. Okay, 2 Timothy 3 and 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Let me read it again. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. It's just a downward spiral for this guy, man. He didn't want to correct himself. He didn't want to teach the right doctrine. He wanted to scoff and scorn. He didn't want to respect his elders. He wanted to do his own thing, and look at him now. He's tired of the Hebrew Israelite community. Okay? The Most High is tired of you, nigga. Alright, the Lord is going to start dropping these niggas, man. Alright, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if in the very near future, this nigga just disappear. Or he on some whole other tip, and he just completely denies being a Hebrew Israelite. He says a Hebrew Israelite is It's phony. He said that we cosplaying. So it's weird. All right, that's all I got. Until next time, shalom to the leg.